United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. Thank you all, and with that, we will call the meeting to order with a roll call for attendance. Ms. Art?
Here.
Ms. Hutchins? Mr. Byer?
Present.
Ms. Ensley?
Here.
Mr. Heiler? Anybody heard from Austin? Anybody has the ability to text anybody who's not here would be super.
No one come in.
All right. Ms. Atchison is here. Let's change that response. Ms. Howland. Ms. Powell.
Here.
Mr. Ringler is present. Public comments. Those citizens wishing to speak on agenda or non-agenda items be allowed a maximum of 4 minutes to address their concerns. This is the only time during the meeting citizens are allowed to address the DDA. Please state your name and address for the record if you would like.
They don't have bike race or not, but.
Continuing.
No, you're fine.
Hi, Perry Hopkins, 90 North Main Street. Just wanted to give an update on summer movie program at the Kent Theater. I did manage to get some other sponsors to go along with what the DDA is contributing to it. So we do have 10 weeks of free movies on Tuesday night. They range from a variety of ones geared for younger kids, so some PG-13 and PG movies, as well as there are 2 rated R ones like Police Academy and A Star is Born. So they're not overly graphic ones, but it's geared towards getting a wider variety of people into the theater this summer on Tuesdays. And then we do have the Cedar Springs Renaissance Fair coming up in June 15th. So anybody that likes.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. You know,
It's a cross theme of the Renaissance, Viking, Celtic, and steampunk. So you can dress as anything you want. You can show up, Bernie.
I have a question.
Is the board meeting next Tuesday or this Tuesday? The theater board,
Meeting is the last Tuesday of the month.
right after Memorial Day, it's gonna be then.
Okay, thank you.
No last minute. The Kent Theater Board meeting is the last Tuesday of the month.
Right, I just didn't know if the Memorial Day was gonna be a little different because it's right after Memorial Day. And also, Women's Club is planning to sponsor a free movie there too. Called Iron Jawed Angels. And it's about women's suffrage and it's very important to see women, your daughters, your grandmas, to see what these women had to do to get us the right to vote. I don't know the date yet, but we'll try to get it out to everybody sometime in June.
Out on schedule.
I've already been talking to almost everybody, but I want to go to the board to confirm it. That's why I was wondering.
That to schedule the free movies or book a movie private showing or whatever at the Kent Theater, you have to go through Lens so you can get on the calendar and get it approved through the movie studios.
Doing all that, but I just want to go to the board so everybody was on the same page.
Would you, do you want posters? Well, we'd be happy to donate them. If you want to get me the list, we can create posters for you.
I sent to Darla. No, actually, I haven't sent it to you yet, but it is on Facebook, so I can send you that PDF.
Yeah, we can put it, if it has the movie and the date and all that, we can create a.
Enough of them and, right.
Anything for the Renaissance Festival that we can help promote that?
In this upcoming week or so to approve the actual flyer that I have presented. It hasn't been approved yet, but as soon as it gets approved, and then we'll have it printed. We'll get some posters and flyers printed.
Posted.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else that'd like to say hi?
Yeah, I'm the race director for the Cedar Blitz gravel bike race. Yeah, done it the last 3 years. Keeps growing, about double in size the last 3 years. So we got some supporters here, I see. They've been helping us out, Bernie, Jody, David. Trying to make it a event, really, just trying to build on it. And this year it's gonna be running through downtown, right down Main Street. So that's gonna be exciting. Everybody I talked to in the bike race communities, very excited about that. They don't want to go down the White Pine Trail anymore. But yeah, so I thought I'd come here and just tell you what's going on. It's July 13th. We'll get started probably about 8 in the morning. It'll go till about 4. You'll see signs all over the place. That's us. Last year we had 500 racers. Year before that we had about 250. So you can see it's getting bigger every year. So we're just going to continue to do that, continue to look for local support and get businesses involved. Actually should be a pretty good money maker for downtown if we can say double the racers again. So we're shooting for 1,000. We'll see how it goes this year. Any questions?
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, first of all, you moved to Cedar Springs, right? Yep. Thank you. That's nice of you. That's good. Congratulations. I know. Anyway, we donate water. Have you contacted anybody about the water yet? Do you need more than you usually? I don't know how much we usually give you because I never did. I mean, yeah, somebody told me how much you wanted. You know how much you want? Yeah. How much?
The top sponsorship is 2,500.
2,500 bottles of water.
Well, bottles of water. He's asking about bottles of water, not dollars.
Yeah, we donate, Vanderhyde Ford donates the water. This little Vanderhyde water. You do ask you.
Probably, yeah.
You know how much you got last year, because I don't.
The
I'll handle it if I know.
Sonny kind of handled that.
Well,
See how many we
let me
got.
know if you don't mind, let somebody know how much water you want, so we get you enough. We have enough, number one. And that's, and you, what is,
500 bottles, I imagine. So, whoops.
Right there is fine. There to kick you with their good foot.
Do you have a spot on your website for volunteers to sign up, or should we just go to your contact or any?
Here site. So it's cedarblitz.com. There is a volunteer link on there. It'll send me an email basically with your info.
Look, but I didn't see it, but I'll look again.
You know, I should make that more visible. So I can do that easy. Yeah.
009.
Lots of volunteers. It's a small army to make it happen. So
Worth mentioning, it does benefit the Cedar Springs Music Boosters.
big boosters, so support West Michigan Coyotes. It's a youth cycling group, teaches them how to ride mountain bikes. And who else? We added 165 mile this year, which is crazy, but some people like that. Trying to think of who's putting it on. World Bicycle Relief is helped me out. They build bikes for third world countries, people that need them to live, right? To get to a job or whatever. So they build bikes for them, and they're on board now, and we're trying to raise money for that as well. So
That info is on your website. That's very interesting.
Anything else, or Mr. Brzezinski? Thank you.
thank you.
Boo.
Anything else? Anybody else?
Hi.
All right.
All right, let's move on then to conflicts of interest, any ex parte communication. Hearing none, move on to the approval of the agenda. That everyone should have that in front of them, either a printed or a laptop copy. Entertain a motion?
Motion. I support.
Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Approval of agenda carries. Consent agenda that is contained in your packet, the minutes from our previous meeting of April 29th and our financial report along with the revenue and which includes the balance sheet and revenue and expense report. Entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you so much. Support.
I'll second that.
Thank you. Just in time, Austin. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Hey,
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We will move on to unfinished business, which includes the naming recommendation of our Pocket Park downtown and an update on the project. But I think everybody should have in front of them. We'd created a list last time. We put a post on our DDA page, and if you hadn't had a chance to read through this yet, these are all the comments that were made online. So this was the public, at least those who saw it. Names were removed, so there's no real bias in it. It is just public feedback as far as we can see on here. So the four names that we had centered on were the Cedar Springs Downtown Park, Hall Park, Hart Central Park, and Social District Park.
I have put a lot of thought into this and I really like maybe making it some kind of a memorial to Jerry Hall. He was one of the finest people I've ever met. So that's it.
I think Hall Park is the one we should do, but I think it should be Jerry Hall or Gerald Hall or whatever. That's the.
Include his first name.
Hall
Mhm.
Park. Didn't tell anybody anything except for us.
Guy that would really want it. That's the thing about him. He was so humble. And we did name the clean water department for him, but who sees that? Nobody really understands how important he was to that. Yeah.
You know, and I'm saying this only for his benefit. I read his obituary. I've known him for 45 years and I did not know his war story. Did not know that. And I wish I had, I'd have told him.
If we can recall back to our previous discussion, we had Jerry and Amy Hall Park. That was one of the suggestions. We cut it down to Hall. And I think kind of the idea there was to make it a wider meaning, because obviously if people didn't know Jerry, it would have been it's kind of a hallway shape, but there wasn't. We can make any recommendation we want.
I'm
So.
recommending Jerry Hall or Gerald or whatever. Gerald probably, I don't know.
Was he a captain in the military, a sergeant, or do we know? I can't remember.
He was a hero.
Us. And maybe we should include, like you said, some kind of a veteran if he was a captain or whatever.
Include his story.
It's gonna be that park yet, have we?
He saved,
What our purpose is to make a recommendation to city council. City council will make the ultimate call.
My recommendation is Gerald Hall Park. I mean, if you wanna put a little plaque on there, it gives us. what he was.
Mhm.
Army, Marines, whatever. that was.
Word memorial in there or no?
Son says with, was Jerry, Jerry Hall. So, I mean, reading through all this, there were a lot of people that said that. I don't know if it makes that much of a difference if we put memorial or whatever.
There was the Jerry Hall Social District Park that was suggested too on
So
there.
to put them together, yeah.
I don't think we should put that on
No.
there.
No.
I think
I
that,
agree.
I don't want that on there.
Which is interesting because when we voted the last time, Social District had the most votes amongst us.
Mhm.
but to connect it with Jerry probably isn't appropriate. But he did support the social district, but he did a lot of things. He was a great man. Might not always have a social district. You know, you never know how the darn laws are going to change.
Well, Well, a social district can mean a lot of different things too. I mean, right now that means that, but it also can mean a place where, a
Again,
district where people meet, you know, it doesn't have to be.
What would Jerry do?
Would name it after himself.
But it looks like his family and friends would
Mhm.
like to do that.
personally, I like the Jerry and Amy. I don't think it would be, she's part of the team. I wouldn't want to disclude her. Jerry was able to do a lot of that because of the support he got at home.
True.
We could add the captain.
I think I'll look into his military a little bit more. I was at his funeral and the things he did in the service was amazing. He saved lives. And I'd like to see what his rank was and maybe we can put a,
All his kids know.
oh, I'm sure they
Yeah.
do. What his rank was.
Was it not captain?
Don't think so, but it might have been. Bet at home, I'll review it.
Only we had a device, we can look that up. Anybody else has comments, please continue.
Plus, he served his country in the reserves for many years and in the National Guard. It was just endless what that man did.
Are there any other names on here that one wants to bring up or discuss?
Came to my desk was the heart of Main Street.
The obit does not give his rank.
You look at the Bliss Pike funeral home. I got that on mine. My special thing.
I can ask Carrie. Recommend that they put that in there instead of spending a bunch of time trying to find it. If we can get that information.
Right.
So I would propose Gerald M. and Amy J. Hall Park.
Making a motion, David.
I don't think they can.
I'll make that motion for David.
I support.
I'll support whatever DDA recommends. I don't know what council will decide to do. Is that the only thing we're sending to council then?
Our purpose would be in making a recommendation, so yes.
Did you say Jerry or Gerald?
I had Gerald M. But if we want to include his rank, we can, but that's,
No, she may not want that, so it wouldn't hurt to have a chat with her.
I just was thinking that. We
Yeah.
should ask her.
Put on a memorial plaque. They'll have a plaque telling why the name of the park is.
Right, not that.
I was just allowing any further discussion, but we have a motion on the floor and support. The discussion. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Same sign. That's our recommendation. Thank you all. Any update on that project?
So I just wanted to share with everybody, we did get 5 bids, the end of April, from general contractors and one was from a subcontractor. July 1, there's 30,000 DDA funds going towards this park, so I thought the details should be shared here. They are public, they were in the council packet, the last council meeting, but, so there's comments out there, oh my God, $554,000 for a pocket park for a restroom and a slab of concrete. Well, as you can see, there's 41 line items. It's not just a restroom and a slab of concrete. There are several details, a lot of fencing, landscaping, seating areas. So Midwest Construction was the lowest bid. We have checked, the engineering firm, Fleece and Vandenbrink has, checked references and past projects that they've completed. $500,000 budget is, well, over 2 years old now when we originally applied for this funding. And now when the bids come in, so we have a pre-construction meeting scheduled with Midwest Construction next week to go through the detail. It is my hopes that maybe some of the landscaping can be scaled back. So the city general fund is going to have to come up with the additional $54,000 unless there's change orders that occur and we can bring that cost down a little bit. You know, next bid was 609,000, 634,000 and 735,000. We thank everybody for their bid and interest in building in the city, but Midwest Construction is who was chosen and the council has approved, so. We don't know, we haven't met with them yet, so we don't know their schedule, when they're gonna begin. In the bid packet, we asked them to be substantially completed by the end of September. So it will be utilized for red flannel. So I will keep you in the loop as the schedule comes out.
Anybody know?
Grand Rapids area.
Thank you.
So there, I mean, as a change order potentially, is there really a need for the drinking fountain? A lot of those have gone away in public places for sanitation reasons, particularly in a post-pandemic world. That we really do need, that's saves $9,000 right there. So just something to consider.
Yeah.
Not my department, but
I mean, each one of these line items will be discussed with the contractor, so.
Just so our taxpayers know, half of that's a grant.
1,000 is a grant, 30,000 DDA, and the balance will come from the city's general fund.
A lot of money, but we wanted to have a top quality park downtown Cedar Springs, not just a mix match of whatever happens, something we can be proud of.
And the underground structure too, for it to be a year-round restroom, we need to hook up to city water and sewer. All that infrastructure needs to be installed.
Yeah, very expensive. Electricity, all that.
it's gonna be cool. To see the community be able to activate, kind of like what Scott's doing for his music on Fridays, something like that could even happen there as well, so.
I think it's cool, but I think it's crazy expensive.
Yeah, it is. It's just hard to believe, but
I can't wrap my head around it.
If you run across people that question things like that, please have them call me. I am willing to sit down and talk with anybody. It drives me crazy that there's misinformation on Facebook and you name it, and just trying to get everybody informed.
some crazy stuff out there. It's just hard to believe.
Commercial is so much different than residential. The pricing is
Mhm.
just.
It's in the licenses and it just goes on and on.
Questions on that? Nope. It's our flower box budget.
With this at the last meeting, but nobody really said, hey, if we have a couple dollars to spend before June 30, this is at the top of the list. Is it mulch? Is it flowers? What is it? So we can secure that.
At the very least, and a couple of the beds need some of the pink flowers replaced, right?
Right. Oh, I had a discussion with Sally and Laura about, we've got 5 boxes left, how to create a adopt a flower box by either the businesses or the business find a group that wants a fundraiser. We would sponsor the mulch and some plantings. We've got $500, so, you know, $50 a box for a group to sponsor that. And then at the end of the year, we'd have like a judge and maybe give them $100 reward. So I think we have the budget for that. We just have to get busy and find the people who want to do it. So I don't, everybody thinks those boxes have to look alike, but I don't think so. I was raised in the 60s. Nobody had to do anything alike. And they could pick out their own flowers. They'd have their pride in their own design, but to leave the existing plants there, because they're doing really well. So I don't know, what does the board think of that?
Maybe a couple of downtown restaurants could kick in a small gift certificate to enhance the prize a little bit.
Yeah.
The hard part is finding somebody to actually do the planting and the care.
Organize something and outline and put it together. We can put it on the Facebook page as well, and those other businesses in the district can all share it. I mean,
I just can't think of a better way after we've been 30 years trying to figure out how to keep our downtown look nice, but we need to get people involved and a group involved and say, hey, at the end of the year, you get $100.
Did we hire somebody?
It's next on my list. I haven't hired anybody yet. I have one application, to be interviewed next Tuesday. Applications are due Wednesday, so in the next day or two, we might get another one. If not, we'll do this interview and go from there.
Well, if we hire that person could be keeping an eye on these flower boxes and make sure whoever's being,
And watering them and
just so they know what the deal is if we find folks to adopt these flower gardens.
I would like this person to also attend maybe chamber meetings or, you know, keep the information flowing. I can't attend every meeting that's in the city, you know, to kind of keep communication going. So that's my hopes.
What would you think about that? Do you have any groups or would you be interested or ideas about your downtown all the time? Right.
Going back to when you guys wanted to see.
Uh-huh.
There are people of all ages, there are adults and kids.
Mhm. So they could adopt a flower box and plant it and take care of it? Okay, right.
You guys are talking. Like to support them as well.
Anybody who wants the support would have to take care of the flower box, and getting the message out there would be probably the hardest part. But-
if we can create a little outline, I think that'd be the easiest way to convey that message, because to kind of say, well, what about this? What about that? It's difficult for people to respond to, so.
So you and I will get together and make an outline and,
Go ahead and make an outline.
Okay. okay, and we'll try to get a group and try to get the plantings in. It's getting pretty close. Well, in Memorial Day, it's time to start doing something. I know Garden Club's gonna plant here shortly.
Moving on to correspondence, then we have the 2024 calendar. Hopefully everybody has made a note of that. Is there anything else to share? Okay, then we move on to our DDA Director's Report.
So I asked both Denise and Marty to come today. They have both applied for the vacant DDA board seat. Denise Gates is a vice president and regional manager at Choice One Bank in town here at the Cedar Springs office. She used to work at Chase Bank downtown, but she's at Choice One Bank now. And then Marty, organizer of the large event, Cedar Springs gravel bike race. It's growing every year, lives in the city now. Two good candidates for the empty seat. I already mentioned the DDA coordinator application. Last week, Harry sent me a bunch of signs with the concert in the park, all the events going on. They're up, they're posted in the message board at the Heart of Cedar Springs, both sides, so check out all them. We'll try to make room for the movies if you can get that to me too, so.
We got removal approval because they know.
Oh,
How can they happen?
okay. Well, change them as needed, so.
Okay, thank you. Then we would move on to trustee comments. Start at this end this time, Ms. Powell. Do you have anything to?
I went to the Skinner Field to their carnival. And it was very, very nice. They have a lot of work, of course, to do on their buildings. They've got buildings that are, gosh, they got to be 60 years old, and they need a lot of work down there. They're trying very hard to improve what they had in the past. I have to say, I certainly am proud of Sean for getting it started, but it was time for a new change. And these guys are just wonderful. And they're building a new trash dumpster thing, and somebody's donated all the wood. And I think we should support that Skinner Field in any way we can. And this might not be appropriate, but I just thought that is our property, and maybe we should, and we've had a discussion about this in the past, help with at least mowing the grass. They have to hire somebody for like $500 or something. Maybe we could pitch in, because if they weren't doing it, we'd have to have DPW doing it. So it's just a thought. After talking to these guys, they're really struggling to get money to improve the things that they have. A lot of stuff disappeared. A lot of stuff wasn't done. So they're starting from the ground up. So just a suggestion. I hope we can discuss it at council. We did have a discussion about it at council, but we never really followed through on it. So it was a delightful time. I was glad to be there and glad to see everybody here too. And thank you.
I just want to say thanks for always you do so much in this community too. You really like everything. You go to everything and so thank you just for being you.
Well, thank you.
I'm just proud of the work that you got, or I should say we do, because now I'm on the board, but things that have been done in the past. And that the fact that this is here and that we have people from the community that have businesses on the board. And because I get a lot of comments now, because people know that I'm the mayor now, like friends of mine and stuff will call up and say, I was in Cedar the other day. Wow. Just a lot of things that have happened and that are happening, and just proud of what we're doing. So I think everybody's doing a great job. Thank you.
I am looking very forward to the park across the street being worked on. Just stared at an old building for the first couple of years and then watched it get torn down, and it's just been kind of a empty lot that doesn't look very nice. So it'll be nice to
Feel
get
that
that
ankle so
developed.
you can skip out there.
Yes. So very excited for the park to get worked out.
Yeah, I love the idea of the Jerry Hall Park. I think that's a amazing tribute to him and to his family. And And I also agree with Rose. I think Skinner Field should be talked about a little bit. A lot of, I mean, it's a lot of kids get brought up through that little piece of property. So
Mr. Byer.
I had no intention of talking about this, but seeing as how you've got two people, I'm 80 years old. I was gonna retire end of this year anyway. I'll be glad to resign from the board if you got two good people that are gonna put them on. If you need that spot, so I'm letting you know that. I'll do it if you want me to, or not, that's not fair to you. I'll,
Go anywhere. You're one of my favorite parts of the meeting.
actually don't. You know, work down there, I live in 13 Mile, but I spend a lot more time in Cedar Springs than anywhere else. But I'd be more than happy to really, especially to.
It's gonna be one of my questions, if there's anybody that did want to hang them up. So-
I quit.
We love you. There
You said
are
come,
spots,
come
there are spots on the planning
and speak
commission.
each time.
We'll talk about it. But be a good time. Well, we got end of the year, what the hell?
Well, thank you to all. Looking forward to some of the events we have going on in the summer. Thank you, Mr. Hopkins, for all the work that you're doing, and Marty, looking forward to the event this summer, and hopefully we can continue to get people involved in that. I think all these are events that have potential to grow and contribute to our vibrant, vigorous community of Cedar Springs. So with that, I do not need a motion to adjourn, right? Meeting adjourned. 12:37.
Good job.
Hey, that was a fast one.